Welcome back, my beautiful baldies, with that sweet One Punch Man chapter sauce. Chapter 174, titled Beauty, and as you can see, the gorgeous, stunning Fubuki on the cover, Murata, has heard our prayer. Oh my god, like, dude, look at this image. Good lord, Murata spared no expense in this chapter, just making Fubuki look absolutely ridiculously stunning. Like, beyond perfect woman. Anyways, this chapter is going to be a little bit about her as she's going to meet a certain someone. I don't want to get into crazy webcomic spoilers here because we're not 100% sure like what's going to happen. Things have changed between the manga and the webcomic, but Fubuki is going to have a major role coming up. You know, if we're following the webcomic continuity, she's going to have another major role coming up very, very soon here. And I just can't say it enough. The way that this man draws, like, Fubuki, there's something about it. I don't know if it's like the sharp angular like face with the super curvy body, the proportions, the shading. I guess it's just a combination of everything. He manages to make her look like such a boss here. But first, let's talk about our sponsor, Dungeon Fighter Online. Dungeon Fighter Online is a free-to-play MMORPG supported by incredibly well-done animated shorts. With 16 characters that branch out into various classes, you can easily explore a unique story and fight your way to masterful upgrades. I'll be honest, Dungeon Fighter Online has retro pixel graphics, but that doesn't take away from the thrill of raiding dungeons with players from all around the world. It's one of the most played video games in history with over 850 million players worldwide. It has this fun retro feel that reminds me a lot of the old arcade games I'd play as a kid. And they just released a new patch update with brand new dungeon content like Ispins, the Usurped Lands. Don't worry about being a newbie, there's plenty of ways to power level, like teaming with a veteran user to clear dungeons and raids for you. Including a super fast level up mode, you'll get to level 100 in no time. There's even new events like daily request missions and rewards for connecting your game to your Twitch account, like skins and Ipsin's Dragonoids. You can download Dungeon Fighter Online for free by clicking the link in my description box. New players are always welcome. So we go over to our city, and we're gonna get a lot of conversation between My Mask, who is on to Saitama, by the way, and he'll talk a lot about this chapter, about like the beauty of Saitama. The reason this chapter title is called Beauty is actually not because of Fubuki, it's because of both My Mask and Saitama. And My Mask thinks that Saitama is beautiful in just the sense that he has overwhelming, impossible levels of strength and nobody can beat him. And for that respect, you know, My Mask sees him now as a true hero. And this is becoming way more of a theme in One Punch Man as Saitama's secret is spreading like wildfire. We even see these three heroes, Chain and Toad and a couple others, who are talking to Saitama and like kind of introducing themselves, but they've come to learn their place and learn that there's something special about Saitama that makes him just insanely powerful, and all these other S-rank heroes look up to him. So we get a little side story here of the idol culture. As you guys are aware, My Mask is like this, you know, super hot singer, you know, famous idol kind of guy, as well as a hero. And we're at this talent agency headquarters where one of the management is trying to get a My Mask to teach this new group of idols. They're like the Backstreet Boys, the BTS, you know, they're like strong. They've passed some of the hero exam. They're like C rank, and they even think that they could take on a My Mask, which is kind of funny. And a My Mask just thinks they're all a joke. Like, you know, obviously they can't really do anything, but again, there is this disparagement between the common folk and the Hero Association, which is why we're leading into this new Neo Hero arc, which is coming up, because regular people just don't think heroes cut it anymore. They spend all this money, they're destructive, they lose battles, Garo went on a rampage, and people just think that, like, regular people think they can beat heroes now, and they get quickly reminded that that's not the case. And we see here as they're talking to a My Mask, kind of showing off or whatever, he is reviewing the security cam footage of when Saitama went to the new Hero Association dormitory or quarters and destroyed all of Beauvois's super powerful Defense Force robots, which were strong enough to take on 2 demon level monsters by themselves. Obviously, Caped Baldy over there just one-shot them like they were nothing. And this sent Beauvois into a panic. We saw in the last chapter, he figured out Saitama's secret as well, and he's keeping an eye on Saitama. But a My Mask also knows, and a bunch of the S-rank heroes know now, now because Genos told them that Saitama traveled back in time after destroying Jupiter and saved the world from Garo. The heroes kind of brushed it off, but it's like they know, and they showed at the end of the last chapter, like all these heroes are kind of like, man, maybe he really is that strong. Like, I gotta, look out for this guy. And people are coming to like, who and what Saitama truly is. Which is why I think at the end of the series, like, he's finally gonna get his recognition as being the strongest. But I think there's also a huge possibility that when Saitama fights God and defeats him, he may lose his powers. We get this just stunning picture here of a My Mask, and there's just something about this picture. I don't know why I love it so much, but the way Murata draws it, I mean, it feels like I wish I had some glasses to show you, but it feels like just the motion, it's like part of it's still stuck on his ear as he's like taking it off. It feels so realistic, in a manga. And that's one of the things Murata does with just excellent use of proportions, contrast, and angles. Murata is able to just make certain pictures pop out at you. Like, you turn the page and you're just like, whoa. And it's such a basic picture. It's just a My Mask taking off his sunglasses, but it's so powerful because as he opens his eyes, he's gonna, be a little bit of a monster there. And as he turns into pseudo-monster form, everybody starts shivering around him. Now, the thing about a My Mask is, webcomic spoilers here, he's gonna have like a little bit of an arc coming up here. It's pretty minor based in the webcomic, but it's a pretty big deal for his character development. So a lot of characters are going to get sort of things like that, like Fubuki is one, a My Mask. They kind of have these like mini arcs coming up. And eventually we'll get into Flashy Flash and Sonic, and then Genos, and yeah, we're just gonna get more of these kind of like main cast characters getting more story and little mini arcs here in the One Punch Man manga. And I love how he has those crazy eyes, and he says, none of you have beauty like his, and they just show this powerful image of Saitama from the back with the sun gleaming off his nice bald head and the beauty of overwhelming power. Love that shot. And actually, Murata did another image like this in the last chapter when he's talking about there's something drawing God to Earth, and then they had, Saitama from the back. So again, this is kind of like the author's methodology for revealing to the rest of the world slowly and surely that Saitama is the savior. So after that whole sequence is done, we go back over to Saitama, who's just, I guess, hanging out in his new house, and he's got some new outfit, looks kind of goofy, but I like it. And he's talking to these three like new subordinates. These guys are obviously gonna follow Saitama around and treat him like a king, like they didn't initially. They initially tried to like haze him, but after King stood up for Saitama, they all like want to follow Saitama now. And again, because the S-rank heroes are looking up to and vouching for Saitama, everybody else is like, oh, well, maybe this guy does, have some clout. So we have A-class rank 31 Fort. We have A-class rank 16 Butterfly DX, and A-class rank 36 Chain Toad. So we get to see Chain and Toad's face without his mask on, and he says, thank you for the tea, and then he puts on his frog mask, and Saitama's like, what the hell? And as he explains, he wasn't very popular as a hero until he put on the mask.
No one cared who I was till I put on the mask.
Exactly, and so you gotta remember that heroes is not just about how many monsters you can defeat, but it's a popularity contest as well. Popularity changes your status within the hero rankings. And they kind of explain their methodologies for their hero names and what they do until Hero Forte, this guy who listens to music while he battles, wants to challenge Saitama outside. And I can't really recall off the top of my head if he's gonna fight Saitama, but we all know what's gonna happen there. And I'm not sure if Fubuki is coming as well to meet Saitama and talk to him, or potentially Tatsumaki, or Psychos, who is still alive. She could go and talk to Psychos in jail or something like that. And that's all we got for the chapter. It was a pretty short one, but it was kind of, got some nice images and more kind of world building for like how the world of One Punch Man is changing, how people are viewing the heroes. And again, this is going to lead into the big Hero Association arc. So that's it for the video today, guys. Sorry it was a short one, but obviously Murata is working on One Punch Man Season 3 animations, I believe. He said multiple times on Twitter that he is making animations, so One Punch Man related. So very excited to see whatever, he gives out, but I think he's doing chapters and animating as well. The guy's a freaking machine. In any case, I'll see you guys in 2 weeks for the next chapter. Peace. And don't forget to check out our sponsor, Dungeon Fighter Online, with the link in the description.